Welcome to the Savvy Radio Show with your host, the Savvy Landlord. Up next is the best deal ever. On Fridays, check out all episodes on SavvyRadioShow.com.
All right, it's Friday. Best, fabulous, forever, whatever deal. I'm with a great friend today, Andrew Cross. He's been on the show before. If you haven't heard his episode, you need to listen to it. Down and Dirty, gets it done. He's a contractor by day, and he's a wholesaler. He hosts meetups, which is relatively new. How long you been doing the meetup?
A year.
And he meets on Saturdays once a month. And he's still just killing it. He's only been a real estate investor for 3 years, and we were just chit-chatting, hanging out, helping each other, encouraging each other, and he just tells me this deal, and my jaw drops. I'm like, oh, we got to get that on tape. So tell me about your best deal so far.
My first deal was probably the best, but this one here was really good.
Okay. Well, tell me about this deal, because this is the best deal that I've heard on a flip. So this is a retail flip.
Retail flip.
Did you know that going in?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I was looking for a flip when this one came across my table.
And it's because you're looking for a flip because you already do construction work and you know that you can get it done? Or because I know you're a wholesaler, you flip contracts too.
Well, I mean, the whole reason I flip contracts and the whole reason I'm flipping houses is so I can buy assets. So, I mean, that's the whole reason I want to do a flip, so I can buy more rentals.
Okay, totally. So how'd you find this deal?
Bandit Signs. I actually grew up across the street from the guy. So when I was a kid, so he turned around, he saw Andrew buys homes, and he saw the signs everywhere. So he says, hey, I want to sell Andrew my home. And it was actually funny. I quit putting out Bandit Signs and moved my marketing to some other stuff. And so he thought, oh, man, Andrew's not buying houses anymore. Ooh. So he actually talked to my neighbor, and he's like, "Oh no, Andrew's still doing it. Give him a call." So
did this guy know who you were when he saw Andrews buy his houses, or he just already kind of understood? He probably saw it on your dad's,
and it's on my truck.
Across the street.
It's all across the street, So I mean, I'm not. I tell everybody I buy houses. I mean, so everybody.
No doubt, it's like tattooed on your back. I've seen a few jackets. I've seen several vans running around with Andrew buys houses. I love it.
Look on the back of your truck. It's going up there.
A little sticker, like a magnetic Bandit sign.
That's it.
You could pay people. Anyway, so you got this deal. This guy saw the sign, knows who you are. He called you up. What was the number? What did he shoot out?
Well, he really didn't shoot out. And we negotiated this thing probably 8 or 9 months ago. It was 8 or 9 months before we closed. He just wanted to know. I just went in and educated him. I told him what the market was doing. I told him what he needed to do to sell his house. Just sort of did my typical helping somebody out. And I told him, well, if you want to, you can hire us as a contractor. We can do this job for X amount of dollars. Or you can sell it to me for X amount of dollars. And he came over, and he said, well, I don't want to rehab it. I've been working on this house forever. The kitchen was destroyed, dangling wires everywhere. He started rehabbing it. He took out some walls, and the kitchen of the bathroom was just horrible. The rest of the house was really nice. In fact, when I walked in there, I was like, oh, no, he's never going to sell me this house. The front 2 rooms were perfect. And then I saw the kitchen. I was like, oh, okay, now I get it. Now I see why he's
all right, so this guy called you. He wanted to sell his house or get it fixed up and maybe retail it. So he called the sign. You educated him. You kind of threw out a number of what it was kind of worth minus the construction, and you were bidding out the construction at the same time. So you were going in as 2 hats. One as a contractor to help him or possibly get the job.
Yep.
2, hey, I'll buy it cash. And so how did you come up with the number? What was the number?
I think I looked at what he owed, and he said he wanted a certain number. I told him we couldn't do it.
You got to give me the numbers. 86?
Well, I don't remember exactly.
I looked it up.
Negotiated a year ago. We bought it for 50.
Oh,
we
56.
We bought it for 56. I don't remember what the negotiating.
Okay, that's cool. But you guys settled on the number 56. Here's the interesting thing, because I looked the deal up, and I always vet everyone else before they get on the show. No, I'm just playing. So I saw the county said it's worth 86, and you just told me that you have it under contract for 140.
Yeah.
How did it get there? And you were thinking when you were buying it, you were like, okay, 56, 30 rehab, maybe 40, 90, sell it for 120, payday after taxes, insurance, and holding costs. I'm going to probably net 20.
Yeah, that was my goal.
And that's kind of is that your matrix I just threw out there?
Basically, yeah, I want to make between 20 and 30, depending on the rehab. You got to take into your time on a deal.
Sure.
So, I mean, if it's a paint and carpet and I can be in and out of it in 30 days, great. Yeah, we can do 20,000. But if I've got to go in there and spend like this one, we spent 2 months rehabbing it, just with me and my crew. I mean, you've got to make more money on those to make my goals for the end of the year. So I've got a goal at the end of the year I need to make.
Sure.
So,
well, the interesting thing is, so, okay, guys, so let's get this straight. 56, 30 on the rehab, and then how did you get it to 140? Did you determine that with the realtor? Yes. Because me personally, I'm out of the loop because I looked at 86, okay, maybe 100,000. It's a really hot, blazing area. It is a hot, blazing area. But how'd you get it to 140?
It was really the realtor. I went in there and we were just going to do your typical paint and carpet remodel. I wasn't going to redo the floors. We were just going to do as cheap as possible. Get the kitchen decent, cheap tile, cheap floors, laminate countertops. And really the realtor came in and was like, hey, if you spend a little bit more money on this, we can turn around and get a lot more for it.
Okay, so there's a tip. You called the realtor before you even started the rehab?
Oh, definitely.
And they said, this is what I think it's going to be listed for, and this is what I can get for it?
Absolutely. I had my realtor the day I closed, my realtor walked through, and I had her comp. Of course, you should have them comp the neighborhood before, but sure. I knew my numbers good enough that I knew that for a fact I could get 120 for it. So I knew I could get this. So before I do it, I ask you before I went and I'm looking at that.
Yeah, the house on the east side. Yeah,
east side. I mean, I ask a lot of questions before I do it.
Sure.
Before I do something.
Super savvy. I mean, I ask 3 people every time I do something that I'm not aware of, like a subject to deal. I call Dutch. I call Pat. I call my friend Thomas. I'm like, dude, is this normal? And then today I was at a closing and I asked the closer, can I do a trust deed to deed this into a trust before I can do this? And I mean, I'm like that. I think that's what savvy people do. They just find the answers.
I'm not that smart. I mean, I just honestly, I don't know. So I just ask people smarter than me.
So this is so crazy. I'm just blown away that you're going to have 80 in it, potentially 60,000 minus holding costs and a lunch. I mean, over $40,000 profit. So then I didn't believe Andrew. I was like, this mother F, no way. The market can't be this hot. So I do some more research. I find the location, and it's only a 2-bedroom. I almost fell out of my freaking chair. It's not even brick.
I couldn't believe it either.
So this is exciting, and I'm so stoked that you're doing that. What do you think of the market from here? I mean, is this a regular occurrence? You have another deal rolling around that's
got
just like this?
Got another one, right? Well, it's not just like it, but it's actually a bigger rehab. But yeah, we got one around the corner that we've already got under contract, and I'm hoping to close on Monday. So,
oh, congratulations! Well, anyway, that's the best deal. He found the deal with it. Let's recap: Bandit sign, went in there, educated the seller, got it under contract. 56. He is a contractor. 30,000 probably for someone else is about 45 or 50. Obviously, Easy. He knows what he's doing. He's got a full crew. Flipped the deal, got it under contract, and you pushed it $20,000 more than what you wanted.
I was really surprised. I mean, my realtor told me I could do it, and I've got a really good I use Yolanda, and she's really, really good at what she does. She knows the market. She staged it and did a fantastic job staging it.
So we're keeping the address undercover because we're about to close the deal. So that's why we're not shouting it out. But what's Yolanda? How do you know her? What's her last name? What's her company?
Yolanda Worth. She's with Spearhead Realty.
Realty.
I met her through the RIAs. We actually did some mentoring with the same people, and we've been running the same group for years. She sold my other house, and that one sold in 7 days, and this one sold in 5. So I think I'm gonna stick with her.
I'm gonna slap Yes, you need to stick with her, mother. Anyway, that's the Savvy Radio Show Friday Best Deal. Andrew Cross doing it 3 years in, dreaming, and he's living his dream. I love talking to him. He has goals. Did you hear what he said? He said, this is my end of the year goal. This is how much I want to make. And he's almost out, and this is going to be his full-time deal, flipping properties. Congratulations. If you got a best deal, let me know, and I'll get on there. Thanks for your time, Andrew.
Thank you much.
Thanks for listening to the Savvy Radio Show. Glide online and listen to our other motivating episodes at SavvyRadioShow.com. Connect on Twitter @LandlordBook and always be buying assets.